Wait with me. Pick up the phone.
You and me defeat running these tracks like
fans, no bands, and no drive, so
I like this.
it's all good.
Hey, built some.
I'm there. I had the black
Just a
eyes
little
on.
bit. And on your chicken with my broad, and you already know. And if you wanna reach me, hit me on the down low. If I don't call back, don't put on the show. When I pass by your house and blow, instead of knocking on your door.
You know the opposites attract, and hoes choose backs, and how some bros act when players don't call them back. Why is that? Why is that? Because I'm hard to ignore. The kind of man you adore, but already spoken for. Or are you caught up in the game, holding your head in shame, cause you don't know my real name? Who's to blame? Cause it ain't my fault. It's another lesson taught when you fucking with Hawk. Bye.
You know the vibe.
Bye, tag this shit.
Smoking
That's what's
on
up.
these blunts and getting real
That's what's
high.
happening.
I don't know.
I'ma get out
but
this
I need
shit.
a motherfucking light.
Go ahead, man. Slide out this shit. My
I
fault.
am the light that you seek is fire, my sister. I am the light that you seek is fire.
Well, give me the fire.
You got it.
Keep the party going.
Money on the dresser. She might drive a compressor. Money on the dresser. Driving the compressor. When it comes to bars, man, you talking to the professor. Now I come through with the crossover. I never spit the dribble. I might speed it up. I might slow it down a little. That's that H-time shit.
Don't quit.
That no play around shit.
Drop, you just keep it going.
Kill you hands down shit. That man down shit.
My boy! Hey, shout out. That's real nigga shit. Cause I'm about to say, it just literally sounds like I swear, I think it would have been so much live if they would have little too.
But I finally understand. We got food at
That's what I'm saying, bro, and that's why I just talk. Like I said, you one of the best something you right. You know, he really, but you always been pissed. Like, you don't deliver.
I'ma keep wrecking, keep your ass just like Techie.
Let me say what?
Welcome to my city. Oh, this is nice. This is really nice. Welcome to your living spot.
Shit, I'm taking a flick right here.
Huh?
It's the fucking city.
That's what I told you.
That's why I made the hat for real. I got link up with Mars when we finish doing the other shit. We actually go ride around just for more lifestyle. We're gonna take you to some spots, bro. It's like, I know you love this shit, but it's this quality or better, but shit that nobody's seen because they don't know where it's at.
Right. Real quick, can you remember to bring the Bluetooth speaker?
King Mafaletta. I know my niggas like, what the fuck is a King Mafaletta? Well, my brother, you about to find out. And when you get it, remember, been blessed by the best, my friend.
Yeah.
You gotta get the action I need to do.
And that's how we doing it, yeah?
That's how we
This
do it.
Texas, yo.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, keep good spirits around us,
I
yeah.
put
You
the
already
bears-
know what we do.
I put the bears in here.
Yeah.
Don't do no regulars.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you didn't know, yeah, now you
know.
know. Yeah, that's how we do it.
Bad vibes around me. I don't need it. You heard money bag. I don't do them bad vibes around.
No, just straight. With a
See, I look like who?
your dad, man.
Hey, man.
Where your dad used to have his fro, man. Yeah. Yeah, you're.
Next time, yes, when it's not so hot, around November or December.
Don't judge me for my chicken foot, yo. Nothing but good karma. Yeah.
Tell them crows we said
Yeah.
we're trying to jack them for chicken food. We don't love them crows.
Yeah, you better go to
KFC. We
Get
don't
your
love
own-
them crows.
get your own chicken food. All right, man. What y'all doing, man? I got
They're doing a documentary.
not on me. You don't have enough room in that camera if you wanted to
get the juice.
Yeah. To do
Hold on. Let me get some clinker now.
Good day, and a better one
I didn't even
tomorrow.
plan on it, but I guess it's
That's how we do
time,
it
man.
there.
Might as well start it up with a little breakfast.
Yeah, you can put the cannon down, man. Pick up your Glock.
Welcome to Texas breakfast.
As I'm knocking haters out. Sniper, I'm Cameron, you are Makai Pfeiffer. I speak a hard code, yours is easy to decipher.
I swear we had this plan.
It would. Look just like a plan, right?
We just ain't really got a plan. I'm just winging it. I ain't really got a plan. I'm just winging it. My nigga Nacho Picasso. That nigga the truth. Shout out my boy El Nacho. Alright.
I like yellow bitches, nacho cheese, baby. Real boss, no cap. Kiss my ring, baby. That bitch bling, baby. I'm not your lead, baby. I switch girls when I turn up.
What moves we on?
What's
up? What moves we on? You say what mood I'm on? What mood? What movie? Movie of my life. What moves we on? We headed downtown. We gonna go hit that loft spot by OG Ron C spot. Get a look at the high rise. You can see the city line. And we gonna go meet up with the girls for the charge. Shout out my boy Rollo the Pimp.
I got four shoes that blink. My smoke sacks by the cube.
You like what you see, ladies. Don't be shy. Follow your eyes. Come with me, baby.
I know you like aesthetic food. It's the home. You know they tore down the Astrodome. That's why it says Dome You Forget. Don't forget what it used to be. It's that would be dope. Don't look at the camera, right?
You can, yeah. You look at the camera.
It's weird.
Giving these niggas so much success. I told them, yeah, the boys heaven said any bless. At the same time, I can't confess, I won't digress. Sitting around smoking marijuana, relieve my stress. So I'm looking up to the rafters, giving them books. Nigga, I got chapters, happily ever after. This is my stories. Young motherfucking Nori did the book for glory. Clutch. Like 9-4 and 9-5. Ever since the NBA 2K, I've been going live. Stop it.
That's nice.
Stop it.
Easy
That big ass mosquito right there. I'm trying to catch him. He's mine.
I think so, yeah. We're doing like, trying to do the videos and stuff. Yeah.
Turn right onto Sterling Village Drive.
Right.
Then the destination is on your right.
Yeah. We've been like, trying to get footage for Coop's, kind of like a debut, but he's already got a video out. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Charlie's got it going on.
Retreat, huh?
Right.
What you get just jumping in the waters, you know?
Right. I'll take a hit.
That's what happens.
I'll take a hit.
Yeah, I know. I'm hitting the water. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm
like it's nothing.
something else I've been doing for a very, very, very long time.
Hey, get in front of the post. Yeah.
Base record compress, such a repetitive process, but it's necessary if I want to accomplish magnificent reach.
Yo, what?
Might try braille or try captions or snap in like a middle finger and thumb interacting. Only thing less your name and contact.
I don't need to cut hair. It's alright.
My God. But she's, I like it. We're Long Island. It's the maximum way. Shout out my nigga Max B Freeway. I'm about to drink that. tell that boy, the boy said, welcome to Texas, baby. Where the boys do it bigger, better, and bite them. I'm telling you, boy, man. We been putting on, baby. Boys out here 24 and more, 25.
He was scared. I was coming back.
I'm scared. Boy,
I was coming back, baby.
Hey, we don't talk tough. We act tough, baby. We ain't built tough. We born tough, baby.
I was coming back. He was nervous. He was nervous.
Thank you so much. Pretty good.
So this nigga, right here pull up, right here. Jump out with the black eyes in.
We met him.
It was so hypnotizing, surprising.
Here.
Okay, hold on. As far as looking, just look directly.
Yeah. Look directly into the camera.
Okay. My name is Ayana. I know Marcus, aka Coop Martian. He is my cousin. Growing up, Marcus and I were like, if you see him, you'll see me. Wherever you see him, you will see me. Always knew Marcus loved music. I mean, even growing up in the household, my uncle, he was just music all the time. So I'm sure that's where his love and also my love for music came.
Yo, I'm Chop from the block, you know what I'm saying? Southwest Houston, all the way to the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? H-Town to Cali. It's happening. I met that nigga Coop through Genesis Blue, you know what I'm saying? And shit, from day one, that nigga told me most of his day ones he met this year. And shit, I ain't never heard no shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So off top, shit, that's why I go by now, you know what I'm saying? Your day ones ain't gotta be niggas you know from 10 years, 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Your day ones can be niggas you met yesterday. You know what I'm saying? It's just about real and being solid at the end of the day.
How long have you known Coop and him being involved in music?
Shit, down since day one, man. That's what we say. I don't say no exact numbers. We in Houston, Texas, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's down since day one. You know what I'm saying? So since day one at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Shit. And they got crazy ass performance, live ass performance. That's my motherfucking brother at the end of the day. So.
My name is Jessica Mars. Everyone calls me Mars. I know Coop. I met him at this place called Avant Garden.
So this nigga. This nigga right here.
Well, we just naturally, like, after meeting each other, we just naturally started hanging out, like, and getting to know each other. And of course, like, he was going to school at Full Sail at the time, and he was doing a lot of homework and stuff like that. And sometimes I would help him. But one day he just like showed me his music, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, it's a rapper, nigga. Like, okay, whatever. But then he played his music, and I really, really enjoyed it. And so whenever I put the music onto my computer, there was no titles. It was just no title, no title, no title. So, but I like personally went in and like put in all the song names because I was like, man, he really is dope. Like, I thought he was just gonna be like one of those fucking dudes that's like, oh, I'm a rapper. Like, here's my SoundCloud leak. Like, but yeah, that's
so like, what made him, I guess, different than the normal rappers that are already out there?
I like his tone and his content. A lot of people now are just like beats. It's not really like lyricism or like anything that anyone's saying. It's like about a group, which there's nothing wrong with that because I love music like that too. But I really, really appreciated just his flow and his delivery and tone, like, and the music that he had was like different than what I was hearing.
Through that, your last 8 tracks, you need to redo that. Shrimp with your lines, it's a seafood rap. I'll come to your jungle and bring food back. To a rapper nigga, come face a Big Mac. Everything dealing with great on that. Spitting for a while, thirsty lips chap. Go run tell all your friends the Martian has snapped.
Well, I'm Randy Jackson, and I'm their neighbor across the street, and I got the pleasure of becoming friends with their whole family. He's one of these people that kind of like pulls people in. He's got like a magnetic vibe to him or whatever. And as far as the things as far as his music, he's just got a knack to where he just music runs like it running in his head or whatever, and it just comes out in words. He talks in an artistic way a lot of times. He loses me a lot of times too when he's talking, and I have to stop and think like, what did he just say, and catch back up to him because the way it comes out when he's talking a lot of times, because it comes out in music with his words and stuff.
Like art.
Yeah, and I told him one day, I said, you ever stop thinking? I said, you're speaking in an art form, whatever, when you're telling a story, and then whenever you put it in words and you put music to it, I said, so it's an art form as you talk normally.
But blessed be the flow now. Chicks that used to front all in front row. Now it's good when you know, but way better when you know how. Flow move at God's speed. Now they want me slowed down, but nah, I refrain from that.
Jeremy, but everybody call me J Moo.
And how you know Coop?
Man, I know Coop. First met Coop in high school, man, in a biology class, I think. Some science class, yeah. Clowning.
And how'd that go? What was the details behind that? It was
a lot of these, man. A lot of laughs, a lot of foolishness. Nothing. Actually, it was nothing. It was nothing but foolishness. Yeah, a lot of foolishness.
How'd you guys get into doing music, and how that?
One of my friends that I do music with had referred him to me to cut his hair for an edge up. I think he needed that quick edge up, and he came through. He told the other dude, Edwin, by the way, had told me that it's my boy Coop. He makes music. And cool guy. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So he shows up, and I'm like, oh shit, like, man, I know this dude. And we start chopping it up. Start talking music business. Start talking royalties, publishing, all that stuff, all the business shit, and I guess we reconnected and realized we needed to reconnect, and that's our relationship with music.
I know that you can see this, girl. Okay, my name is David Anu Da Vinci. My relationship with Coop is I'm his agent, and we work together as producers. This guy, Coop, was there while I was doing something else with somebody else.
And what was that? If you could kind of go into detail about how that went down, how you guys met, what your impression was of him.
Well, I knew that he was, at that time, he was somewhat into his introverted stage. He was doing music, he was on the computer doing some things, but he was in the scene. Everybody in that scene is like a hipster, A lot of artists, a lot of musicians was over there. I was working on some production. He was like digging what I was doing. He's like, yo, man, I kind of like what you're doing, yo. So we started communicating a little bit more, and I told myself, you know what, let me see what this kid's about. So I called him and said, hey, listen, man, you available? He said, when? I said, tomorrow. Let's work on something. So I went out to his spot, and we did a production that was, we were trying to do something for this house because they had a radio station. It didn't pan out because the people were crazy. But anyway, after that, I sent him I'm Sorry, a record that was released in England. Coop really dug it, and he said, let's get together. So then we started working together, and we started doing stuff with William Patterson in New York, also known as Spaceman, the producer for Frank Ocean. So, there's a nice little branch, nice little tree of roots around Coop, We work out in New York and in Houston.
What are some of the things that you notice about the time that you spent with Coop, working with him, that causes him to, that that was going to cause him to be successful?
Oh man, there's a couple things. I mean, one of the big things is just his cultural background. Like his mom's from London, his father is Trinidadian. They're both Trinidadian. He was, even though he was raised in America, there was a very deep-rooted Trinidadian culture in his home base. So just by that alone, I knew that it was going to develop like a different type of personality. Where he would be this American character, but he has another thing going on with him. There was a lot of music that was in his home. Plus, he's traveled. He's a traveler. He's world traveled. Also, he's very, very, very intelligent. And I don't mess with people unless they have that type of level, because you need that for the game. Coop is well read. He's well spoken. He's also a hustler, but we won't go into that part of his life. So those are the main things that I saw. I saw the cutting edge street thing coming from him because he has the game, but he also had a high intellect in his family. That's why I know he's going to be special. He's already special. It's just all about time catching up with the situation.
Just like my favorite song.
Charlie.
My name's Kennedy. I know my relation to Coop is we're friends, but I'm supposed to be his road manager whenever we hop on the road, you know.
So how did you get introduced to his music?
Him, meeting him. He ended up coming to St. Dane's after we met at Avant Garden, and I hooked him up with some fried Oreos. He'd never had fried Oreos before, and now he fucking loves them. Like, it's fucking funny. And then the next day, we went on an acid trip. We met at Walter's, like, randomly again. Like, I was supposed to know this motherfucker. Like, it's so funny. We met at Walter's, ended up, like, getting some fucking acid and, like tripping balls together. I think you were there for that, Mars, for the acid trip. So we ended up playing dominoes with like different kind of masks on. I think Coop had a chicken mask on. Someone else had a skeleton mask, and then I forgot what I fucking had on. I had something else. It was fucking great. It was fucking great. That's basically like my first few times meeting Coop. And our relationship has been like A1. Bro, he's a very loving person, like very loving, like open person. Like he's always just like with it, you know, no matter what. You know, like he'll be either on your side or something, giving you advice on what to do or something like that. Anytime you need help, like or some advice or anything, you just call Coop up and he'd be the one. Like,
need my whole name or?
Yeah, I mean whatever you're comfortable giving. You can give a nickname if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Shelly. Me and Marcus, I've been knowing him about 20 years now. Me and his mother are actually friends, and then my daughter and him are actually around the same age, so I look at him as a son. He's been doing music probably as long as I've been knowing him, dibbling and dabbling different endeavors and things like that. But the last 10 years, he has started to put the grind on, and it's been really, really strong.
What are some of the things that you've kind of noticed that made you say, oh wow, he's really good, or he's really taking this serious?
The dedication, some of the techniques, just the fact that he went to school for it, getting some background and things like that, that really showed me that he was really into it, and just always trying to fit it into everything that he does, day in and day out, and just his grind.
Anything that you've seen through the years of him doing music that's been like inspiring, or that you kind of said, hey, wow, that's really good, or kind of just like stuck with you?
Just the fact that he's seemed like a small cat from Baytown that I've known from a little kid, and then to see him go to different places and hear how people respond to his music lets me know that he's just not my little play son. He's actually developing artists, and other people know about him. So that has kind of blew me away, and just the reception of how people receive his music.
How does it make you feel like to see his progress?
Obviously very proud, and always tell him don't forget me when the checks come in. But just extremely excited about the possibilities, and his admiration for the music industry and his respect for it, and then just being able to go in and out in different genres and being able to be comfortable.
My name is Allison Cooper. Marcus Cooper is my son.
All right. And how long have you known Marcus? No, I'm joking. And, all right. So growing up and raising your son, what were some of the qualities that you saw early that let you know, hey, this is a special young man. There's some talent. There's some ability here.
I think I recognized that Marcus was destined for something different at a very early age, because I think when he was like about 3 or 4 years old, and couldn't even reach we had a record player. Could not even, he used to have to tiptoe to reach the record player. Every time his dad loved playing music for me, whether, I'm sitting because I'm always in the kitchen, so he would always entertain me with being with music. And once his father walked to that music station, Marcus would run up to him and put his hands up, indicating that his father should lift him up. And once his father lifted him, holding him in one hand, in one arm, and playing records with the other, Marcus, by the time he was 3 years old, we would tell him, Marcus, go put on a record. We would tell him what record to put on. And of course, we're from the Trinidad, so it was mostly soca. We would tell him the name of the calypsonian. He would recognize. He may not be able to read it, I'm not sure, but he was able to recognize and go and play that record for us. He would be tiptoeing to reach the record player, but he did. He was a DJ at the early age of 3, which I have a picture even to prove, how he was spinning records for us. Again, when going through school, he has 2 older brothers. None of them got into the activities that he did. He was in the drama class. He played in the band. Anything that was different, Marcus was there and had no shame, no inhibitions, nothing about it. You ask him to do it, don't ask him to do it if you're not sure that you want him to do it. So like I said, at a very early age, I know he was going to be different.
When he started getting older and, really delving into the things that he wanted to do and finding a direction in life, what were some of the pros and cons of that? Like, what were some of the things that you saw were good, and then some of the things that you might have said, I wish he didn't do that?
The way I raised my children, even if in my heart I didn't feel that it was good, I felt that it was important for them to recognize that it was not good, rather than for me to impose my will or my thoughts onto them as to say, this is not good. Of course, if they're going to fall down a rabbit hole, I'll tell them. But, when he went off to the Navy, for instance, of course I was heartbroken, didn't want it, but when he gave me his logic as to why he wanted to go to the Navy, that was fine. Once he was in the Navy, he says, Mama, I'm going to school to become, he was going to become a nurse. I started nursing school, and I said, okay. I didn't really think that nursing was his thing. I really thought he was more into computers. But he told me nursing, and I said, no problem. Then one day I got a call saying, Mama, I'm giving up this nursing thing, and I am going to rap. Now, my generation, rap is crap. Excuse me. At that time, rap was crap. So I didn't agree with it, but this was his journey. You understand me? This was his journey. Whether win, lose, or draw, he would be able to look back and say, I did it my way. So to say that, there were things that he would do that I would say, no, don't do it, you were wrong to do it, I never had that. I never had to do that.
What are some of the things that made you proud about where he's gone, what he's gone through, and like the growth and things of that nature? Like, what's some of the growth that you have seen?
Oh my gosh, that's loaded. I mean, I am very proud of him because I think he has remained true to himself. So many people have, I don't want to use obscene language on there. So many people have disappointed him. So many people have used him. So many people that he has come across in life have promised him different things. Whether he paid them, whether it was just word of mouth. The disappointment came, but he took it in stride. It did not change him. I don't know if silently he went into his room and cried about it. I do know that most of the time he may not be able to talk about it then, but later on he would come and sit down and we would talk about it, we would discuss it, he would get perspective on it, but he kept going. And I pray that he would, even if he doesn't make it as a quote-unquote rap singer or whatever, a rapper, if that's the correct terminology, I know that he is going to make it big doing something, because he is always willing to try. He's always willing to try. And to me, one of his weaknesses was that he would always put other people before himself. He wanted always to share his knowledge, always wanted, let's get this group together. So you have this part and I have this part and we can all put it together and make it. But people are not like that. But he had to learn that the hard way.
What are your expectations based off the investment that you've seen him made? What are some of the expectations that you have for him, not only just like with his music, but the things that he aspires to do in general for life, for success?
What are my expectations?
Yeah, like you've seen him work hard, toil, been through the ups and downs. What do you expect to see from all of this?
I want him to be able to make a decent living for him and his son. You understand? I want all the hard work, and I know, I feel it in my bones that he is, and even if you don't feel it, by the time Marcus finished talking with you, you will feel it, because he will convince you. I mean, and when you listen to his commitment, when to his craft, which is the rap game. Again, I don't know if he would ever be a millionaire, but I sure would like him to be able to be self-supportive of himself and his son.
All right. And are you proud of him?
Oh my God. Heck yes, I'm proud of him. I am very, very proud of that young man, because Marcus, his son has autism. He has to, right now we have him in a program that he has to go 3 days a week to therapy. And I use this because he can go out and spend all night. He will go from 6 o'clock in the evening to 6 o'clock in the morning. And he come back and he may hardly be able to keep his eyes open. He will take a 5-minute nap, and he would get up and he takes his child, because he is that committed to making sure his son has everything that he needs to live, you understand, a decent and productive life. So I am very proud. That's one of the things that I'm proudest of, and I don't mind when he goes and doesn't come, because if it gets to the point where I really can't go anymore, he will say, "Mama, can you help me? Can you do whatever?" And one day we were talking, and he sat down and he told me, he said, the way he approached the situation with his son, with Marcus, he said, it's just like if I have to get up, and if I was getting up to go to work every morning, that's what I had to do. He said, so where my son is concerned, I am committed. I know I have, he said, you do a lot for him. You do 90% of the mothering, because he doesn't have a mother here. He said, this 10% that I may have to, of course he does the disciplining and things like that. He said, but as far as taking him to therapy, unless he is stuck somewhere or he's away from home, Marcus is 110% involved in his son's therapy. And that makes me very proud, because he has me to fall back on, he doesn't use that. he does what he needs to do, which is take care of his son. So when anything he asks me for, I can afford to give it to him. I can afford to do it for him. It's not even a question. The day he start falling back, that's when we're going to have problems.
All right, thank you.
There's a big misconception that these things are serendipitous, fluke, luck. Nah, all of that's false. Well, maybe not all of it. But a big part that get discounted is the process. Brushing your teeth is part of the process. The process is the way you look. The process is the way you dress. The process is the way you approach. The process is how you persevere. The process is everything. But to those with the process, it's nothing. While going through the process becomes you. So don't run from the process. Embrace the process.